Welcome back to Talkin Dynasty. Yes, it's been a little bit. It's been a busy summer. Jared is now in a completely different location from where he was before. If the background looks a little different, that's why. I have been
on the ground, a TV laying on the floor.
Look. Jared's so rich, he just has TVs laying wherever he wants. Look at this guy. What a stud.
No, not rich.
Not Dotson?
Nope, never.
I have been in the process of remodeling my basement. It's coming along. It's looking nice. Almost done with the flooring. But was putting that in some last night, actually, during our call with the writers, which is a great meeting. I was putting some flooring in, and but yeah, I'm rambling. Let's get into what we're gonna be doing today. So we decided to. You ever have those moments where you have a perfectly laid plan and you're like, screw it, just scrap the whole thing. We want to do something else. That was basically what Jared and I did tonight. We had a whole plan of what we wanted to do, and just the moment didn't feel right. So we scrapped everything and we said, you know what? We haven't done audits in forever. And so we are just going to get random nerd herders, get their sleeper leagues, and we're going to either toast or trash their teams and talk about what we would do and their situation to say, hey, I would make this trade. I would look to move this guy. I would look to, we're going to do all those kinds of things. And it's going to be fun. And I have no idea how long this is going to last. Never know. We might do one team and it's 20 minutes and we're like, we're bored. We're out of here. We might go for 2.5 hours and just keep rambling. We don't know. You don't know. That's the suspense of it. That's what makes it fun. So Jared, tell the good folks how this is going to go.
So it's my first time live streaming on StreamYard, and we're also going to put this out as a Talkin Dynasty podcast if we feel that this can go out in podcast form. If you're listening, highly suggest you go to the YouTube channel, check out the video. But if you're not a member of the Nerd Herd, make sure you are, because that's where we're asking for your sleeper usernames. So we're going to connect your sleeper username into the Dynasty Nerds app. We're actually going to use the desktop version of the app. Plug it in, connect your league, and break it down. Where are you at? Are you a contender? Should you go into a rebuild? Are you in the middle? Maybe some moves you should make, things like that. So, Garrett, do you have the first league or first person that we should be bringing in here?
Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up on the old Discord here. I'm just going to pick a random one. There's going to be no rhyme or reason. I'm literally going to close my eyes and scroll.
What's up, Isaac?
I'm not peeking. All right, right here.
Some comments coming.
We're going to do. Oh, I scrolled too far. Okay. We're going to do. The handle is nickclouse. So NICK CO.
Shit. Hold on. Got to get used to the. Let's see. There we go. Look at that.
Okay.
All right. Connect your leagues. Sleeper. You said, don't want you guys logging in as me. NICC.
Yep, K. And then CLOUSE. And the league is A New Hope. So we'll find that league, and then his team name is Vito.
Oh, it's one league. You're in one league. You're in one league. And you're
he's
first.
The top team.
Yeah. So
we probably won't have much to tell you.
Yeah, if you haven't used the app, this will tell you where you stand in your league. Green's good, red's bad. And we're currently in dynasty mode. So
yeah, show him contender.
Yeah, you can switch over to contender mode, and he is still ranked first. So this guy is crushing. Good work, Nick.
This was just a humble brag. See, I thought teams were going to be help me fix my team. This guy's like, no, I just want everyone to see how good I am. That's all I want.
I love it.
I respect it.
So Nick is kind of killing it. We're still in contender mode here. He's got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, Caleb Williams as well. And this is a Superflex league. Baker Mayfield, JJ McCarthy, Derek Carr as well. And he's got some solid backups here that he might be able to flip for some picks should he need to. Jacoby Brissett, Sam Howell, in case those two ever start during the year, they could flip them. So I like his setup. Garrett, let's see. Let's flip back to dynasty mode here. Running backs, he's got Breece Hall, Travis Etienne, Jalen Wright, Marshawn Lloyd, Joe Mixon, Rasheen Ali, he must be listening to Garret.
Yeah,
Damian Pierce,
Smart
Elijah
man.
Mitchell, and then some backups here. Some solid backups, actually. Dang, this guy's loaded, dude.
There's a
Amon
reason he's in
Ra,
first place.
wide receivers got Amon Ra, St. Brown, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Rashee Rice, Christian Kirk, Jermaine Burton, Javon Baker. Tight ends got Kyle Pitts, TJ Hawkinson, Michael Mayer. And then draft picks, he's got all his firsts this year coming up, 2025, 2026, 2027. He's got all his seconds, all his thirds, all his fourths. I mean, what do we...
This dude has done this well, hasn't moved a single pick. Like, I don't know that there's much that we could tell you. I think you've already listened and you've done well, and you don't need help from us. But if I were to say one thing,
please do. We got to say one thing, dude.
We've got to at least give one little piece of advice, because we don't want this to be for nothing other than just to brag, which I respect. I really do. But if I were to say one thing, as a contender, I would be a little bit worried about my running back depth for this season. Obviously, long-term, guys like Wright and Lloyd are exciting players. But Joe Mixon, Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, that's a solid trio. One of those guys goes down, though, all of a sudden you're sweating bullets at the running back position. And we know chances are, if you have 3 or 4 good running backs, you're going to lose one of them at some point in the season. So if it were me, I would be tempted to kind of go out there and just see about a Najee Harris. You have Jalen Wright. Maybe see about a Raheem Mostert. Go out there. You don't have to get anybody super expensive, but maybe use a second or two and see what it'll get you. I think that's really the only thing that even gives me a little bit of pause. Other than that, I think he's in a good spot.
So this could be a good trade target right here. This guy in your league, he's currently ranked 12th when you look in Dynasty mode. Yeah, this guy's in a rebuild. He needs to offload Josh Jacobs and David Montgomery, and Devontae Adams and Chris Godwin. What's this guy doing? So, I mean, as far as what you could offer from this team to maybe acquire Josh Jacobs, that's who I'd be targeting. What kind of package would you be willing to send this guy? So he's kind of Aaron Rodgers too.
If it was Jacobs, because if it was Montgomery, I would literally be looking to just say, "Hey, I'll trade you Marshawn Lloyd for David Montgomery. That'll give you Josh Jacobs backup. You're setting that backfield." So if you want to do a small move, but if you're going after Josh Jacobs, obviously you're going to have to pay more than just a Marshawn Lloyd type to get a guy like Josh Jacobs. So I would be looking at. Go back to his team real quickly.
Okay. Oops. All right.
You're fine.
You see it?
Yeah. So I would be looking at, as much as I like Jalen Wright, that's a possible trade chip to throw into the deal.
He still has all his picks too, because we could just maybe toss a pick if we want to retain these young guys.
And that's what I was thinking. Could you give Jalen Wright in your second and then maybe something else? Yeah. That's kind of the route, because I think Josh Jacobs is probably worth a mid to late first on his own, probably closer to a late first. So a second and a Jalen Wright, that would probably get it done. Maybe if he's excited about one of these young upside receivers, a Javon Baker type, maybe that could be the small piece if you needed to sweeten the pot.
I mean, Javon Baker's been getting some camp hype. He's still getting a lot of run late into the preseason games with the Patriots sitting a lot of their starters. So Still think he's buried pretty far in that depth chart at the moment. So I like that idea of sending a Javon Baker, even Jermaine Burton, even though I like Burton, with a second to get Jacobs back along with who'd you say? Jalen Wright?
Jalen Wright. So yeah, you're giving upside guys, and look, I like Wright. I think Wright could have a great season. So I'm not trying to get rid of Wright, but if it's the thing to kind of help solidify your shot at a title, anyone's expendable if that means I win a title.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to another team. I'm going to go ahead and remove this account.
Yep.
Do you have another team?
This guy says this one's a rebuild. So let's do a rebuild one now.
Okay.
All right. So this is the handle is Abe, ABE, and then capital Z. AbeZ.
BE capital Z. That's it?
Yep.
I need to turn off my little password thing here. Keeps popping my stuff up.
All right. He said the league is the Corona Prize League, and the team is Heisenberg. Oh, that's the top one.
Listen,
the rebuild's
boys.
going pretty well.
Yeah, let's see what the contender mode looks like here. All right, so he's doing well. He's middle of the pack right now. We just need to get in the playoffs. Yeah. So I don't think you're a rebuild, dude. I think you have rebuilt, and now, well, let's go through it.
Let's look at
So at quarterback, he's got Anthony Richardson and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. Well done, sir.
Dang.
We can just stop there. I mean, he's got Baker Mayfield as well. So I might even look to flip Baker here maybe. But
and honestly, even in our next contender update, Jaden Daniels is going to get a big bump because he was just named the starter. So this team will be even better on paper.
Yeah. Running backs, Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson, Zamir White, Tajay Spears, Rico Dowdle, Jaleel McLaughlin, Trey Sermon, Deneric Prince, and Kamani Vidal. Wide receivers, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Marquise Brown, Roma Dunze, Xavier Worthy, Cortland Sutton, Ricky Pearsall, and then Jahan Dotson, Khalil Shakir, and Jonathan Mingo. Tight ends, Trey McBride, David Njoku. At draft picks, he doesn't have his first in 2025 or 2026.
Oh, he does. It's flipped because we're in contender mode.
Oh, okay.
So they're at the bottom.
I see him. Yep. All right. So he does have his first round picks for the next 3 years as well. So you're doing pretty well there, Heisenberg. So
yeah.
I thought you said this is a rebuild.
That's what it says. It says as a rebuild right here. I don't know.
Well, you rebuilt. I can see. I mean, he just hit Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, Xavier Worthy, Ricky Pearsall. So good job, man.
The rebuild is over.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, I mean, let's look here because, man, gosh, he's good at running back too. I would say, I mean, if we're looking at the highest, I don't know, like the wide receiver position is the one position where he might need a little more solid foundation. He's got some nice young guys, but maybe let's see if we can find a trade that
for a guy to help him win this year, like a Cooper Kupp, a Devontae Adams, a Mike Evans, like to put you over the top.
Yeah, look, I mean, the guy at 11 down here, he's pretty rich at wide receiver here in contender mode. So
Mac in the comments has a good point. I forgot to be reading the podcast or the comments here. So now I'm reading all the comments. But Mac has a good suggestion. He said he did have one that was in last place in the league menu. Maybe we don't even talk about the team he wanted us to talk about. We just pick our own for him.
Yeah, we can go look at that one. But I mean, do you want to? We've already gone through this.
Yeah, we'll
team,
keep going. Keep going. Absolutely.
I mean, what are we looking at here? Tyler Lockett, Mari Cooper. I mean, guys that person in this slot would want to get rid of. Obviously, he's not trading Harrison, Waddle, or Adonai, and we don't want them anyway. Well, we want Harrison, but
we do. But yeah, not for the type of deal. Oh, what about like Team 10 and 11 or something like that? Team 10 got.
Team 10's
there we go. Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill. Those are guys you could go after.
Yeah.
Those are some older players. Tebo even. You could go after Tebo.
I would trade with the quarterbacks that you have and the receivers. I would send 2 firsts for Tyreek Hill. Would you do that?
Ooh, 2 firsts. I mean, assuming one of them's yours, because we looked at his picks. It's just his picks, it looks like. So, and his team's going to be one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
would. I
need
would
quarterback. He's got Anthony Richardson, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. He's
I
pretty
would
set
give
at
Tulane
wide
first.
receiver. Yeah. If I think that could get it done.
I would go after Tyreek. I would go after any of those three receivers, but specifically Tyreek. I think he's one of the most optimal contender buys because that's one player in a rebuild that teams are looking at and saying, I can still get a premium for this player, even though he's old. And so, like, he's the perfect guy to try to get a deal done. Abe's actually in the comments here. He said, thanks, fellas. I did tear down 2 years ago. The issue has been that the top team is just so stacked. And you guys are always saying not to get stuck in the middle. I'll be pushing the chips in. That's what I'm talking about. Push those chips in, Abe. That's right.
And
push them to the front.
I mean, Abe, you don't have to make this deal now because you are set up to most likely make the playoffs here. And personally, I like to hold on to that draft capital until I really need to make a push because I like to let things play out in the season. Like, for example, I had an opportunity to trade for Tyreek Hill last year in the Invitational, Garrett, and I just didn't because I think I'm set up all right to win. So, like, I held on to those picks instead, which that value is not going anywhere. Tyreek Hill is not going any higher in value. If anything, he's going down. So, don't make this trade now, personally. Garrett, same thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, I can go either way on it. I hear you because you do want to see where you're at, and you do, but like the hard part is these players just get like more and more expensive as we get closer to the trade deadline.
I know.
So like, I'm torn on it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Do your thing, dude. You're already killing it.
Yeah,
all right,
you're in great shape.
Let's move on to someone else. I would love to do another league for him, but let's get out of here. Give me
all right. Let's try another.
Should we take one from the chat this time, or
we could? Somebody said they had the perfect one. Let me see. Let's see. Where was that? All right. Matt Tebo says, I've got the perfect team for this. Looking to make final roster decisions. I dropped in Discord. BigGameBeaux is his. I don't know if that's his sleeper username, though. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it.
Unbelievable. I'm going to try to add him. Gosh dang it. All right. Oh.
Is that not it? All right. Let me see if I can find it.
Can you have spaces in your sleeper username?
I don't think so. Oh, here we go. So the sleeper is just BigGameBeaux. But
okay, I got it.
There we go. Perfect.
Unbelievable. All right.
Is this another number one team?
Yep.
You liar. Matt, you are.
Hold on. We're in Dynasty View, so maybe he said he's trying to push up in Contender.
Right.
So he's
let me see this.
He's in third.
Y'all don't know what a bad team is. We've trained you too well. All right? I get it.
The herd is doing well in their leagues. Good job, guys.
We have a great podcast. You guys crush it, and you've become bougie. That's what's happened. You've become bougie.
Oh, there's a Jared.
I respect it, but y'all don't know.
All right. Quarterbacks. All right, so right now in Contender mode, he's in third in his league, and Dynasty View, he's in first. So what can we do to get him maybe into that first place spot in Contender mode? So right now, quarterback, and this is this a Superflex league? Let's see. Yeah, this is a Superflex league. Okay. So at quarterbacks, he's got Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, Deshaun Watson, and Justin Fields. So I was really hoping
situation.
Yeah, Fields wins that job there. Running back, he's got Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Zamir White, Tajay Spears, Trey Benson. Oh man, you're just what happened?
Got glitchy.
Oh, Dynasty Contender mode went away.
We don't have a contender mode anymore?
Did this just update as I'm doing this?
Just updated. Did he just make a trade?
No. It switched leagues on me.
That's what it is.
All right.
I was like,
sorry.
That's pretty cold-blooded if he made a trade right in the middle of us doing this.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. All right. Running backs, he's got Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Zamir White. It's the guy who really listens to Garrett Price. Zamir White,
he does.
Tajay Spears,
this guy.
Trey Benson, Tyrone Tracy, AJ Dillon, Tank Bigsby.
That's a running back room there, baby. You just all right. Let me give you advice now. Go get Javonte. Go get Javonte. That's the missing piece. And DJ Dallas. You need him for the team morale.
At wide receiver, he's absolutely stacked. Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors, T. Higgins, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Terry McLaurin, Rashee Rice, Xavier Legette, Jahan Dotson, Michael Wilson, Trey Palmer, Dontavian Wicks, and Jermaine Burton. Tight ends, Dalton Kincaid and Brock Bowers. No need to go into who else he's got there. And then he still has all 3 first-round picks for the next 3 seasons. Does not have a second for 2025, but well done, dude. Well done, Matt. Let's see here, Garrett. So we're going to go back into contender mode here.
Yeah. And
he's pretty strong across the board, dude.
Honestly, the only thing I would say, as much as like I joke around about the running back room, and I like a lot of those players, that's the one area where you could use that thumper. Like, you have Bijan, who's obviously a stud, and Kenneth's fine. But, if you were to go all in and you were to go after a, fill in the blank of a big name guy, Jonathan Taylor, somebody like that, that could really put you over the top. Christian McCaffrey would obviously be the pie in the sky, but chances are a contender already has him and you're not getting him from him. So that's an area where I would consider potentially. Javonte's available.
Yeah, so in contender mode, this is at 10-man league too, by the way. It just makes this team even better. So the 8th place team, contender view, has Javonte Williams. Could be a nice target, but if we want to get something a little better, the Josh Jacobs is in the last place team, the guy in the last place in the contender view. So we could target him again. Kind of the same deal as last time, like we were talking about earlier. Would he be somebody you want to maybe target and pursue?
I think he would be good as the third guy, because as much as I like Zamir, as much as I like Spears, as much as I like Trey Benson, none of those guys right now are locked and loaded for sure RB2s. And if you're a contending team, you need your RB3 to be an RB2, because chances are you're flexing them out or bye weeks or injuries. So that's somebody I would go after. I wouldn't hate Pacheco. I think he could have a big year this year. That would be like at the lower end of the guys I would target, but I wouldn't hate that one either.
Yeah, I wouldn't even hate Zach Moss for super cheap. But we're looking for a stud. Zach Moss is kind of similar to the other guys he's got on his team.
Ooh, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, so
JT
the 7th ranked team has Jonathan Taylor.
They could use some receiver help.
Yeah, they could.
Could be a deal there.
Let's see.
I wonder if Jackson Smith and Jigba plus what equals Jonathan Taylor. What do you think?
What team is this? This is apparently it's hard. Let's go into the calculator and check it out. Apparently,
do you think a first would get it done? Jackson Smith and Jigba in a first for Jonathan Taylor. Would you do that?
Jackson Smith and Jigba in a first for JT. My camera is in the way. Should I go back to Dynasty View? Yeah. Did he have his 20? Yeah, okay. So right now, it's showing like we're going to need to add a little more, but it's close enough. I mean, we always tell you all the time, like, calculators aren't perfect. It's just a guide to kind of build something out here. So yeah, I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba in a first for Jonathan Taylor, because Jonathan Taylor still has some tread left on the tires. You don't have to worry about him being obsolete in a couple years, I don't think. So I'd be okay with that. I would maybe even do like Justin Fields and Jackson Smith and Jigba, since he's strong at quarterback. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that could get it done?
If somebody was high on him, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess Fields isn't equal to a first right now, but I have to assume he's gonna end up starting this year
at some point. At some point, yeah.
I'll throw Will Shipley in there too. That gets it a little closer.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal.
Yeah, there's some options for you. I would think about it. You don't really have to make a move. Your team is really strong right now, but if you felt like you wanted to maybe take that next step, get to that first place spot in contender view, Jonathan Taylor would be a good target. And then if you can't get Jonathan Taylor done because he's a little more expensive, then could drop down to an Isaiah Pacheco or a Josh Jacobs and see if someone will pull the trigger. So good team, man.
Anthony Argon is in the chat, and he says his team is 10th in contender mode. He said his sleeper handle is Who Cares Tony.
Who Cares Tony?
Yep.
All right, give me 1 minute here. All right. Who Cares
Tony. Yep.
Tony. One league. He said in contender mode he's 10th. Okay. Yep. Hey, he's not lying.
Hey, we got an honest Abe here. Nothing against you, Abe.
12th team, Superflex. Let's see. All right, so he's got at quarterback Trevor Lawrence, Jaden Daniels, so a pretty good start there at quarterback.
Yep.
Sam Darnold as well, and Michael Penix. Running back, he's got Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Brooks, Aaron Jones, Zamir White, Gus Edwards, Marshawn Lloyd, Tank Bigsby, Kendre Miller, Cam Akers, and Carson Steele. Nice pickup. Wide receiver, he's got Chris Godwin, Terry McLaurin, Rashee Rice, Rome Odunze, Mike Williams, Brian Thomas, Ricky Pearsall, Dontavian Wicks, and Malik Washington. Tight ends, TJ Hawkinson, Evan Ingram, Jawan Johnson, Luke Musgrave, and Jared Wiley. And then for picks, he's got his first in 2025 and his first in 2027, but he does not have his 2026 first. So let's see. He's 6th in Dynasty View, so he's sitting in the middle. In contender mode, he is 10th. So,
and honestly, I think this is a really good one to do.
I agree.
Because this is your classic team where you look at some of the pieces and you're like, it's not that bad. But when you look at it on the whole, is this team ever going to be able to beat a top 2 or 3 team? Probably not, outside of a random really lucky week. And so for me, this is one where it would be painful, but basically everyone not named Jaden Daniels and Rome Odunze is on the block for me.
Yeah.
Like,
and
everyone.
I mean, Rashee Rice and Ricky Pearsall.
Sure.
I mean,
it's nothing against those guys, and if you want to hold on to them and keep the rookies,
well, he wouldn't
like,
even have to trade those guys. He's got plenty of contender offloads. You know, he's got plenty of guys that he can ship off.
Zamir, Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones, even Gus Edwards,
even Sam Darnold,
gone.
dude. Yeah,
Sam Darnold, we're trading right away.
Yeah.
Then honestly, I'd even consider Trevor Lawrence for the right price.
Yeah, I wonder what Sam Darnold's going for right now. So I'm gonna pull up the trade browser. Go to Dynasty Superflex leagues. So yeah, I was hoping we could get a second back for Darnold. So it looks like Sam Darnold plus Jaron Hall.
Classic.
Got a second. Sam Darnold. I don't know what that is. Sam Darnold for Mechie and a third. If I can get a second back for Sam Darnold, I would love that. Yeah, I like this one right here, like throwing a fourth on Sam Darnold's and getting a second back. I would do that all day.
Jameson Williams is basically worth a second.
I'd rather have the pick, but
Me
I
too.
wouldn't mind Williams either. So yeah, I was just curious. So Sam Darnold's gone for a second right away. Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones. Let's get them. Let's get those
They're
old
gone.
guys
Gus
off our team like
Edwards,
now.
even Zamir. I like Zamir, but cash in while there's value because he's the profile of a guy where
Yes.
things could blow up in your face in a moment. They absolutely, as much as I like him, like his value could be non-existent in 3 months.
Yes.
It's in the realm of possibility.
So I mean, what are you looking to get back for like Kamara? Second.
I would love to go to a team that is really like. Is there a team in his league that's really good, but just is shallow at running back? Because I would love to
Third ranked team right here.
Okay, I would
They
love
only
to
have
pair
Najee
two
and
running
Tony
backs.
Pollard.
Perfect. This is the perfect team to target. Pair any two of those running backs together and get there first.
Yeah, let's see. This guy's got is this the guy's team we're doing right now? Who cares, Tony?
Yeah, get your first back in 26.
Yeah, I would love to get my first back in 26. And man, this guy's got 3 first. Yeah, so this guy's
all
got
in
3
26.
first for 2026. Like he might be willing to make a move and get rid of one of those for 2 like Aaron Jones and Kamara. And I'm trying to trade Kamara and Aaron Jones like right now. Like I'm get them off my team before one of them gets hurt and then their value's done. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. That's really the team I'd be targeting the most right there for running back. Trying to get rid of my running back.
Perfect team.
Let's see. Who else we shipping off here? Gus Edwards. I mean, those are
Gus
easy.
is gone. Yep.
What about McLaurin? I mean, I'm getting rid of Godwin. Yeah, Godwin. McLaurin.
Honestly, McLaurin, look.
You love
sometimes
McLaurin, dude.
You have to gamble a little bit sometimes in Dynasty. And I do. I love McLaurin this year. I'm waiting until like week 2 or 3 because I truly think the Daniels
He's almost 29
McLaurin
though, bro.
connection is going to be big. But if he's coming off a 2-tutty game, all of a sudden
Look how much higher you are.
because I'm right. Because I'm smart. That's why.
I'm shipping McLaurin.
For sure. Week 2.
And getting,
week
I mean,
3.
what could we get back from McLaurin, you think, right now?
I think you could get I think he's a 2 seconds kind of guy. Like, I don't think you can get a first, but I feel like you could get 2 seconds.
I'm doing all leagues in Dynasty. A single second. I think you can get 2 seconds too. Tank Dell, that would love that.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
Great deal. That must have been a high move up because it's 2024. So yeah, it must have been a high move.
Yeah, McLaurin
Evan
for first,
Ingram.
second, and third. I don't know if you'll be able to get that, but yeah, I mean, I would go for 2 seconds for McLaurin. If not a first, you might be able to get a late first, especially if Garret was trading with you. But
Heck yeah.
yeah, and then Chris Godwin, getting rid of Chris Godwin as well. So I think there's definitely some moves you should be making like right now to help yourself and better position yourself in your rebuild. And I mean, you should be set up to maybe make a run next year, depending on who you can get back in the draft.
Yeah,
next season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Garret, we got like 775 people watching the stream right now. So, I mean,
I think Twitter is super nice when we look at that because I think it's like, did you scroll past it? You get a view.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But we're gonna count them all as live.
Oh yeah, we're counting them all.
This is live, baby. That's
Matter
right.
of fact, I'm taking a screenshot, and we're getting a raise.
There we go. Look at that. You want 1,000 people right now to talk to? We do. Heck yeah.
All right, let's go to another team.
All right, let's find another one. Andrew, thanks, guys. Hey, so many of you guys have been super cool in the comments. Appreciate all the love that you guys are giving us. And Jared and I love excuses to just get on here and BS and just hang out and talk Dynasty. That's why we named the show Talkin Dynasty.
Talking Dynasty.
All right.
How's the stream, guys? Is it is the quality all right? I'm getting a signal here that my stream is unstable, but I don't know because I got gigabyte internet and I'm plugged in. Unless my wife is watching.
All right.
Well, she's watching the America's Next Top Model back in the day, like season 1. I'm like, what are you doing?
What was that, like 05? Like, that's got to be forever.
2011, I think. It's
is it that new?
Or was it 2003? No, it's 2003, right. I think.
That sounds more right.
All right. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks, guys.
The Alex in our Discord. I'm trying to take most of these from our Discord, and I know a lot of you guys are Nerd Herd members that may be also posted in the Discord. But Alex says his is a rebuild, so it's A Peck EECK, and then the number 21.
All right, and what Dynasty dickheads?
Dynasty Peck is the one he wants us to look at.
What
he said
league?
The league name is Yoast Dynasty.
Okay. Where is he at? Oh, it's 5 of 12. My camera
5 of 12 in Dynasty mode. So middle of the pack. Where is he in Contender?
Contender mode, he is in 11th.
Oh, he is a pretender. Okay. All right, let's go back to Dynasty mode, and let's take a look at this squad. All right. Read it for me, Jared. I like you doing that. You have a smooth, calming voice.
Quarterbacks, he's got Jaden Daniels and Tua. And on the bench, he's got Jameis, Drew Lock, and Joe Flacco. Running back, Tajay Spears, Jalen Wright, Marshawn Lloyd, Bucky Irving, Ray Davis, Braylon Allen, Tank Bigsby, Tyler Algier, Keaton Mitchell, Audric Estime, Jamal Williams. I like what he's doing here at running back. It tells me like he recognizes where he's at because he has no running backs worth of shit other than Tajay Spears and some of the rookies. So
Jalen Wright,
yeah, smart work there. Running back's the last position that you build when you're in a rebuild. Wide receiver, he's got Jalen Waddle, Drake London, Chris Olave, Zay Flowers, Xavier Legette, Adonai Mitchell, Roman Wilson, Quentin Johnston, Luke McCaffrey, Trey Palmer, Zay Jones, Tosh Washington. Tight ends, Trey McBride, Dallas Goedert, Dawson Knox, Brenton Strange. He's got his first for the next 3 years. So right away, Garrett, I mean, he knows he's not pretending. We said pretender. He's not pretending. He knows where he's at, clearly.
He knows exactly where he's at. Yep.
Yeah, so good work, man. I mean, from a trade standpoint to maybe accumulate a little more draft picks, what are we doing here? Are you willing to maybe move Spears? I know he's still young and you have a hard on for him, so
all these statements are accurate. But it's look, at the end of the day, I do my best to always look at the bigger picture. And there are always going to be players you like. There are always going to be players that you want on your team. But ultimately, you have to look at what is best for your squad. And look, his wide receiver room is actually really nice overall. Still a little young and a little bit like it falls off after kind of the top 4, at least for what we know of. You know, some of those guys could develop. But the two quarterbacks are solid there. You've got good tight end. It's really just the running back room.
I honestly think he can make the playoffs with this team. Contender mode, like we said earlier, it's not factoring in Jaden Daniels yet being the starter.
Yeah, so that'll give him a bump. And he's not that far, like points wise. Where's he at? Scroll down on the point side of it.
So he's at 24,000.
Okay, that's a little further back than I thought. But Daniels will move up into that 3,000 range. Points wise, for Contender, and then
he's got some handcuffs on the bench that could help down the line here. I like Ray Davis. I think he's going to have some standalone value in Buffalo.
Here's what I worry about though, Jared. Here's my struggle, and like here's me thinking out loud. Okay, because there's part of me that says if he were to make some moves at running back, I think you're right. I think he could make the playoffs this year. But on the flip side, to play devil's advocate, what I've seen happen and what I've done is I get a team like this and I know I'm close to approaching that contender status. But realistically, let's look at it. 2 good quarterbacks, but neither one at this point is elite. Maybe one of them can develop into that, but 2 good quarterbacks will probably Tua's going to be quarterback 9. Daniels is going to be quarterback 11.
5.
You know, which is solid, but nothing elite.
Could be.
Then could be for sure. But that's tough to count on could be's.
Yeah, could.
Wide receiver, a lot of good young players, but there's no Amon-Ra, there's no Chase, there's nobody that's going to anchor that group right now. You go to tight end, we all love Trey McBride, but what if he's getting significantly fewer targets than before Marvin Harrison was there? Like, so there's a lot of question marks. So you could go all in and you're going to say, I'm going to trade for Jonathan Taylor and I'm going to trade for Kenneth Walker, and now I'm a contender. Well, you've put yourself right there close, but there's nothing worse than that. What if we're wrong about McBride? What if Drake London doesn't develop like we think he's going to? What if Olave is actually a bust out there with Derek Carr? Like, what if some of these things happen and then all of a sudden you're rebuilding again? There's nothing worse than having to restart your rebuild after you thought you were contending. So for me, like, I'm not rushing this. I would rather move a guy like Spears that I love to try to like build up one more year.
One more first round pick in 2025 for that freaking heavy loaded running back class.
Yes.
So you're set up perfect to compete next year with a couple of those rookies.
Exactly.
I like that. I think that's smart. I think that's good advice. Don't make a move to win right now. You might sneak in if the cards fall right, and that could be great for you, getting in that 6th spot in your league, and you could make a run at that point. So,
and who knows where he'll be week 8. Like, if you're sitting there week 8 and everything went perfect, then you can make that move if you wanted to. But to do that now premature could be really risky.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, my guy Bakes a Lot's here. What's up, man? This guy, he's in almost all of the live streams. I see A. Copel, he's in a lot of the live streams.
Nice.
I know Mac, which is Shy the Beef.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are coming in on YouTube, it looks like. So, what's up?
That's what I'm talking about.
What up?
The homies. The homies.
I'm moving Dallas Goedert if I can as soon as he has a spike week.
For sure.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, Jamal Williams, there could be some value there potentially this season. So obvious offload there. Yeah. So, I mean, is there any of these like young receivers that you don't like that have some value at the moment? No, not really, right? Like, we like all these guys other than Johnston.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get a bag of Doritos for Johnston, I'm interested.
I wonder what he's going for. Like, I feel like people are all over the place. Like, there's still people like he's gonna.
Do you think anyone's giving a second for Johnston?
I think so. Oh, great. It's all good. We'll reload it. We've had some website issues today and app issues, so hopefully this loads back up. If not, we'll have to end the stream. But
that's all right. Just know that we love you guys. Oh, Steve, I'm so sorry, Steve. I did not give Steve love. I apologize. I was just saying names that I saw as I was reading. But Steve, yes, he's in the Trade Addicts League. He's a great dude. There's a lot of great guys.
Do you have
if
any?
I missed you, I apologize.
All right, it loaded back up. I was gonna say we can take some trade questions if.
Okay.
All right, we're back. But yeah, I mean, I think we've pretty much covered that team. Let's you want to do a couple more?
One or two more? Yeah, let's do one or two more.
Yeah, this is fun. We got to do this more.
All right. We do. It's always fun. People love doing it. People want to know like what we think of their team. So, all right, here's one. He just posted. He said that he has been in the playoff for 3 straight seasons, but he just can't finish. And so his sleeper name is Kilrow, right? KILRO 7.
Well, if it lets me remove a league. That would
If
be
it let
great.
ya. All right.
All right. I wonder if I can just
Delete.
add a sleeper account. What was it?
Kilro. So KILRO and then the number 7.
Yeah, looks like we might be having some issues. Let me reload this.
Wah, 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 wah. Best laid plans, folks.
There we go. Let's see. Kilro 7. All right. We're back.
Heyo. We're back. It's the league name is Smooth Foreheads. Is that some Botox?
Gritty
stuff
bang
like
bang. That's his team.
that? By the way, side note, Amelia for years, and Penelope, my 7-year-old, still says this. For whatever reason, they could never say forehead right. Always came out Horfed. No idea why. And I was like, Dad, do I got a bug bite on my Horfed? Like, yes, you do.
That's funny. Yeah, we miss you too. Who submitted this? Is this Steve's team?
No, this is Kilro. I don't know.
Okay.
He's one of the herders.
All right, Kilro. Let's see. All right, so this is a Superflex 12-team league. He is currently 5th in Dynasty View, and he is 4th in Contender View. So, making his way up. At quarterback, he's got Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, and Kirk Cousins. Running back, he has Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Bucky Irving, Braylon Allen, Kendra Miller, Jamal Williams. Wide receiver, he's got Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, Mike Evans, Jermaine Burton, Roman Wilson, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker, Marvin Mims, Jalen McMillan, Michael Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and Brandon Cooks. Tight ends, he's got Dalton Kincaid and Cade Otton, Dawson Knox. Draft pick wise, he has all 3 of his first for the next 3 years. He does not have his second in 2025, but he has it in 2026 and 2027. All right, Garrett.
It looks like the 2025 is not his. It's someone else's.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Maybe
So
next year.
That could be interesting.
And who is that in contender mode?
Is that a bad team?
It is middle of the road, so it's mid
Okay,
first.
Similar.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So at first glance, Jared, wide receiver worries me quite a bit. It's 3 guys. Go ahead.
Is this a competing roster rebuild? I mean, we're kind of in the middle here.
What he said was he made the playoffs for 3 straight years and just can't finish. And
yeah, I can see that. I mean,
I can see why.
It's a playoff roster for sure.
Yeah, it's a good team, but it's not a great team. And so for me looking at this, I am holding on to Mahomes. And I'm honestly seeing if I can do maybe not a full-on rebuild, but more of a reload, if that makes sense, because the wide receiver is just not good enough to get it done. Barkley and Bijan by themselves could do it, but you have no depth there. So one goes down and you're hurting. So lack of depth at running back and then no top-end receivers. Kincaid's a stud. I think he's going to have a fantastic year. So really what I'm doing is I think you got to decide truly what direction you're going to go. You either need to take those future firsts and you need to get yourself another running back and a legit wide receiver 1. Because if Nico is your 2, Evans is your 3, Kirk is your 4, now that doesn't look so bad. But if Nico's your 1, Evans is 2, and Kirk is 3, that's not a good enough wide receiver group to win a ship, especially with no depth behind it. So I need at least one more running back and at least one more receiver to really think I have a shot to win it. So I think you have to decide, and I could see it being justified either way. Like if you want to say, okay, I'm going to go all in, I'm going to sell my first, I'm going to sell my seconds, and I'm gonna go for a ship, then let's do this thing. Like, let's go all in. Let's not do it halfway. But the flip side could be true too, where if you're like, I don't think I'm quite there, and I think there's justification in that. I'm holding on to Kincaid and Mahomes, and I'm willing to trade anybody else as much as I like him, even including Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, this is tough, dude. I mean, what direction should he go?
If it were me, I am seeing what can I get for Bijan, because that's going to really tell me how far this rebuild for Bijan. Here's why. I know the initial gut reaction is like, he's a young running back. Why would we do that? Because Bijan Robinson is going to get you 3 first-round picks in next year's class. If you can get 3 running backs in next year's class, you can replace, or maybe not replace, but get close to the value of a Bijan Robinson, potentially with one of those. And then 2 other guys where all of a sudden now you have a full running back room, not just a guy. So you sell him, you sell Barkley, you sell Mike Evans, you sell those 3 guys. All of a sudden you're looking at 4 or 5 plus first-round picks that'll completely turn your team around.
Yeah, this is going to have to be our last team. I think we're getting some issues with the server. I know we've had some issues with the website today with our Cloudflare server. I don't know the technical stuff, but I agree with you though, Garrett. I would probably be looking to see what I can get for Saquon, because I feel like if I am going to lean into anything, like,
you leaning more rebuild or contender?
I'm leaning more rebuild here, because I think I have some solid like young pieces here. God, it's just such a mixed bag. Like, there's solid, like, I feel like it's equal solid, equal old. So,
but just go all in one way or the other. Stop living in the middle. That's the best we can tell you.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you want to wrap us up, Garrett Price?
Yeah. Well, if you're listening to this on podcast form, we appreciate it. If you're with us live, we appreciate you just as much, maybe even more. So we appreciate you guys being here, coming, hanging out with us. As the season goes, we'll try to do some more of this as time allows. It's just, we're busy guys, but we enjoy doing this kind of stuff. So there'll be more of this in the future. What frequency, we don't know, but it'll happen.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Until next time, we're out of here.
Deuces.